Swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. Okay, now it's 9:31. Miss Vanna, can you say the cause number, please? I don't have my file.
Yes, Judge. It's
okay. Miss McClure, I believe this is on your motion, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you may begin, please.
Your Honor, we of course tried to have mediation the other day. It wasn't successful. We're headed towards a final trial. We're still in negotiations. One of the things that I would like, and I've requested, and actually was ordered by this court back in April of 24, was for the parents to produce 2 years of tax returns and some other things. I requested this from Ms. Dowdle a few days ago. She refused to provide those. She said that she wanted to have a motion and a hearing in order for that to occur. When I pointed out that this has already been ordered, she this morning sent an email saying that she didn't want to waste the court's time by having a hearing, but she wants 30 days in order to produce the documents. I wrote back and said, if they file their returns, it's an hour or two to get them to us. And I asked for a deadline of next Tuesday at 5 p.m. And so I don't think there's any reason why anybody needs 30 days to get 2 years of tax returns whenever it's been ordered for 14 months, 15 months.
I don't think I saw that email.
It just came in a few moments ago, Judge.
Here she is. Okay, well, I don't have time to look at it. Okay. And you just want the last 2 years of income tax returns, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay. Miss Vanna, what do you think?
I mean, it would be good to find out what their income is, Judge. Whatever the court orders, the department is okay with.
Okay. Is child support still an issue?
Yes, ma'am.
It will be for final orders, Judge, although they were ordered at the last permanency hearing on June 11th to pay child support. So there is a current order for child support.
And was that supposed to go through Miss McClure?
No, Judge, it's ordered to go through the AG's office and paid to the department.
So we, typical AG, we're not going to know if that was paid or not, right?
I am checking, Miss Chisholm is checking with the clerk to see if that was forwarded to the AG's office. So we will find out soon, but I bet that it has not been paid for July.
Okay. Let's see, Miss Dowdle, what's your position? Well, hold on, let me ask a question. And I've had a lot going on this week. Didn't I send an email around with some low amount of child support and that nobody agreed to that? That's not
Judge,
agreeable.
I'm not saying that's not agreeable. I've reached out to my clients, but I haven't heard back from them. So I haven't been able to get confirmation. I think my assistant sent an email saying if they'd give us a little bit more time to confer with our clients, we would appreciate it.
Okay. What is, what's the dismissal date and when's our trial date?
Our trial date is September, I want to say 30th. Let me look on this order. Yes, our trial is September 30th. And let's see what our dismissal date is. Our dismissal date is October 25th.
October 25th?
October 25th, yes, Judge.
Let me think about this. Okay. Anybody else want to say anything?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. McClure, you want to say anything else?
Yeah, that's all, Your Honor. I just would like it in a timely manner. I don't want to wait 30 days. That's 30 days of us not being able to really negotiate to get this matter settled, if at all possible, before final trial.
Okay. Ms. Dowdle, you want to say anything else?
Judge, I don't know if they're like me, they haven't filed their 24s, but I'm assuming they have, but I mean, some people haven't, like me.
I don't know all the deductions and stuff that you have, though. I wouldn't imagine.
Well,
and they might get as complicated as yours.
They might get money back, unlike other people. I don't know, but anyway, I will check with them if they have filed. I'm sure it's not going to be difficult for them to produce the returns. I am at a bit of a disadvantage given the situation and given the fact that they are in Louisiana and I have more difficulty contacting them than I did when they lived here.
Okay.
And I would just ask the court to understand that, you know, there's been prior orders that act like I refuse to respond and order me to respond within certain deadlines and so on. I'm a bit offended by that because I would respond if I had the information. I'm not getting the information and then just sitting on it. So, you know, I would like the court to know and everyone in this room to know that it's not a matter of Angela refusing to provide the information.
Okay. When did they move? Was it like May?
I
April.
believe so.
Okay.
End of
Mid-
April,
mid-
Judge.
End of April, something like that.
Okay.
And Judge, can I update the court on the child support order from June?
Yes, ma'am.
The district clerk sent that to the Attorney General's office on June 13th. I will check with the Attorney General to see if they got it. I will do my best to do that. They said they will resend it today as well, though, just in case.
Okay. And when did we say in that order that the child support was supposed to start?
July 1st, Judge.
Okay. So a month ago, and another one would be due today.
Yes, Judge.
What was the amount?
$100 per month. And that was for Freddie Walker. And let me see.
I thought it ordered 100 each parent per month.
Yes, it was. I was just checking. Each parent had to pay $100, Judge.
Are y'all in Boyd mediation?
Yes, Judge.
Is it
We're
on-
supposed to be.
Well, they can wait. I'm sure they
I mean,
can.
no, I know, but yes, it's on
On
Zoom.
That one should be easy. Okay. Miss Faith, what do you think?
I'm in agreement with dead items and CPS.
Okay. Okay, here's what I'm gonna order. I'm gonna split the difference and I'm gonna order the 2023. And Miss McClure, I have a docket sheet, so you better write this down because you need to prepare an order, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
2023, 2024 income tax returns to be produced by 8/15/25 if we don't have a full agreement on this case.
Okay.
But I'm not finished. If we don't have a full agreement and they have not filed their 2024 taxes like Miss Dowdle said, then they are to produce the 2023 income tax return and the last 6 months of paycheck stubs for both parents.
And by what date?
8/15.
Okay, but if they haven't produced the one by 8/15, then they're to produce the other by what date?
Well, I'm saying if they don't have it,
Oh,
if they didn't file it.
okay.
I mean, if they have it, and then you get it. It's 2023 for sure, regardless. If they haven't filed 2024, then last 6 months paycheck stubs.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
From, let's just say August 1st back.
okay,
So that's cutting them some slack. If they hadn't filed 2024, then they could at least show current proof of income for both parents.
Okay.
And that's only producible if y'all haven't settled this case by 8/15 also. That's our deadline for
okay.
everyone. And I don't care what y'all agree on. I mean, I threw out an easy money, kind of not much. I don't remember what did I say in my email? 150, 125, whatever.
150 each.
Okay, so it was similar to the 100 that I ordered, that June 11th or whatever that June 10th, whatever that was. So, I don't need a lot of money, but I definitely think child support's on the table.
Judge, I will say that your email that suggests that the money actually be for the benefit of Marcus as opposed to reimbursing the department expenses is going to go a lot further with, I think, any parent knowing that this child is going to need stuff and is going to need, stuff that the department doesn't pay for.
Right. Well, $200 a month for Marcus's care is a drop in the bucket, which they should be help paying for that, but it's more important for me for him to have money to be able to go to move. I don't know what New Horizon lets him do, but I know that, nice tennis shoes, at his age, he's growing every month. They need nice tennis shoes and cool clothes and, stuff like that. So, didn't I say in an email somewhere that we needed to know, Ms. McClure, didn't I say that we needed to know if they let him have that much money in a trust account, if they have a trust account, what the expenditures are, if you and Ms. Faith can decide,
I'll work on that, and I'll send an email next week to the court and everyone else and update them on what their parameters are and who can make those decisions.
Okay, yeah, if you can get that out, that might help with settlement, production, blah, blah, blah.
Yes, ma'am.
And if we could have a stash account and say, I don't really want New Horizons to be able to decide everything, maybe, but if he could have, $100 to go on school stuff and maybe not school stuff, extracurricular type stuff, if they let him. I don't really know what there is to do in Goldthwaite or Brownwood or, blah, blah, blah for, going to museums or the zoo or, whatever. But I'd like to have some money for clothes. If he wants some kid thing, I don't know what boys play with, new backpack or, something like that. I'd like to have a stash of money that maybe y'all could decide, you and Miss Faith could decide on, for some cool stuff. So just see how we can work that out.
Well, and I'm just throwing this out there. If I'm going to be on this case until he's adopted, until later on, I don't mind being the repository of the money. I can put it into my IOLTA account, and then I can keep Christina updated on the amounts and the balances and everything else. And then she and I could decide, with guidance from the court about what we do with the money.
Okay. Find out what New Horizons says and see if because didn't they already pay some money to New Horizons for some kind of slush fund?
Yes, Judge.
But I'd like to know what the New Horizons has spent that money on, I'm not saying they're taking it or anything, but what do they use that money for? And kind of like this is a bad comparison, but Miss Dowdle knows what I'm talking about. When you go to prison, you can only have so much money in an account. And I, if I was running New Horizons, well, we don't want to go there, but whole another story that we've had on another case. I wouldn't want a kid to have, $5,000 in an account because I don't want to be responsible for that. So just see what we can create or whatever the word is, and I'll make a plan after that. But right now, the child support, obviously stands, and that Miss Vanny, you said that's payable to the department, right?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Well, they're not going to get rich on that $200 if they get paid. Okay. Well, good. Well, everybody, thanks for coming. That's the order. And good luck in mediation. I think y'all can settle that one.
I think so.
Oh, Miss Vanna.
Yes, Judge.
And Miss Dowdle, maybe Casa, maybe, I think Kim's on the case, maybe CPS. Did we settle Calder Bernal?
Yes.
Yes, we have a full settlement as to one child and then a partial a settlement as to the other one.
Okay, do we need a court reporter if we got an agreement for final, what about, is the other one going to be final or just a perm hearing or what?
No, Judge, it'll be a perm hearing, right, Angela?
It'll be a perm hearing on the youngest child, and then you'll have an agreed order, I think, on the oldest child. And I think, Judge, we also agreed with the court's consent, given the fact that we have an agreement, that our final trial could be via Zoom.
Correct. Well, because it's not really a final,
right.
On the, and there's an agreement. There's only one issue for the court to decide on that day. And so for our partial, I guess for the partial MSA.
Is that for the oldest kid or the youngest?
The youngest, Judge.
Okay, so when's the dismissal date?
Well, that'll be extended.
Okay. So
Your Honor, we agreed to a monitored return.
A monitored return on the youngest to dad.
Okay. Well, then since we have an agreement for final for Kinsey, right? Or she is
Yes.
Olivia's the youngest, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Since we have an agreement on Kinsey, I don't need to have a court reporter because we're just
No.
we're just turning the final for Liv into a perm, right?
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna and I don't think there's any other finals that day. You know, they like to be canceled far in advance if we can. So, okay, cool. I'll work on that in a little bit. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Jen.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Okay. So everybody's here. Ms. Reeser, do the lawyers on the Calhoun cases need to go to a breakout room?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, please. I agree.
Ms. Garnett, are you there?
Yes, Camille, I made her a co-host so she could help me with that.
Oh, okay, good. Okay. Y'all, this is Jenna's first time to Zoom. So yay, she did it. We got on. That's good. And Helica's gone. Y'all probably got an email about that. So Jenna's filling in. Okay, so let's send Mr. Grove.
Me.
Miss Bennett. Mr. Butte. Who else? Ms. Glass and Ms. Reeser with me, so we need to stay here. Mr. Butte, who's your supervisor? I don't see any CASA supervisors here.
No.
Okay. Well, Mr. Butte needs to go to the breakout room. Ms. Reese, you need to take your hat off. You're in court. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, but the truth, so help you God? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Reeser, you may begin, please.
Thank you, Judge. The attorneys and I have spoken. The parents are in agreement for this to be an FBSS case. And so we are asking the court to approve that and get that moving that direction.
Okay. Where's Miss San Miguel?
She may still be in. She's
was here.
here. And we did speak with her and she was on board. She may be in the breakout room number 1 still. I'm not sure.
Can you go in there and see?
Yes, ma'am. I'm looking. No, it doesn't.
Here she is. She's coming back in. Okay. Okay. So, you know what services? Is everybody just going to have a meeting and make a plan about services? Or what are y'all going to do, Ms. Fraser?
Yes, ma'am. I think that's the best at this point is for everyone to meet and make a plan. I believe that's what Ms. Dowdle and Mr. Glass would agree
Where
with.
is Ms. Dowdle?
Judge, I'm here. I'm in my car, so I'm sorry I'm not on video.
Okay, well, you need to pull over and show your face.
Okay, just a minute.
I don't see, let's see. Is Miss Jones here? I don't see which parents.
Hannah.
Anna's here. Miss Jones, from now on, you got to put your name. Your full name is Mr. Glass. Is Trevor Bonner here?
Yes, Your Honor. I saw him a minute ago on the Zoom.
He's up here.
Okay, there he is. Okay, and let's see, Miss Chandler. You have unknowns. We're not going to worry about that. Okay, does Mr. Bonner live with Miss Jones?
Yes, I do. I do live with her. We live together.
Okay, so you will be subject to this order also. Okay.
We are married.
Okay, y'all are? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, well, since we're gonna do a participation court ordered services case, whatever you want to call it. We call them by different names. Ms. Chandler, you're gonna be excused, and we're gonna release the non-suit, the unknown father. And Casa, y'all will be released on the Gustafson Jones Bonner case also. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
So thank you for coming. Send me a bill.
Judge,
Yes.
I didn't know it was going to be court ordered services. My understanding it was just going to be family based. Is that not the same? Did I miss something?
Family based, court ordered, whatever you want to call it. I mean, there's FBSS without a petition being filed. There's FBSS with a petition being filed. Ms. Gustafson, we're not dismissing this case. Or what was you, Miss San Miguel? What was y'all's understanding? Hello.
Judge, my understanding is that this case was going to be dismissed. The children would be returned to the parents, and the parents would participate in services.
Well,
That was my understanding as well.
Who's to say that? I mean, I don't mind returning the children to the parents, but I wanted to do it. I mean, I would rather do it through the court and have some court control over it. I'm not going to just dismiss the case outright. I've never
Judge,
done
I don't know that you're aware, but I mean, there were medical records that were in that
Okay,
we have
hold on,
doctors.
Ms. Gatto, I'm not going to argue about anything today because I don't have time. If y'all don't have an agreement, we're going to reset this, or we'll put y'all in the breakout room. I mean, I have a contested adversary that's starting in 5 minutes, so you know, y'all can figure this out.
Yes, ma'am. We probably need a little bit of a breakout room.
Okay, Miss Garnet, if you can send the lawyers on this case to another breakout room, and Casa, y'all need to go too. Miss Chandler, you need to go too. Is Miss Willis here? Anybody seen her today?
No, Your Honor, I haven't seen her today.
Okay. Okay, everybody in Calhoun, I'm moving y'all to the waiting room. Sorry. Gwen Reese, who's that?
I'm the foster caregiver.
Which case?
Jones, Bonner.
Angelina Drake. Which placement is she with?
She has the older children right now.
She's going in the waiting room. David Slate. Sorry, I didn't know my cat was there.
Could you see me earlier?
Which case? Which one is David Slate?
Sorry.
Hold on, Nina. Hold on. David Slate. What case is he on? Which case is David Slate?
Calhoun, Your Honor.
Waiting room. Hannah staying here. Let's see. Nancy Saldao, she's CPS. Trevor Bonner's here. Okay. So everybody on here other than CP, Miss Garnet, these lawyers need to go to a breakout room. Miss Reeser, Miss Dowdle, Mr. Glass. Who's the CASA on Gustafson?
That's me, Judge.
Miss Miller.
And then Miss San Miguel and myself, Miss Chandler.
Right. And Miss Chandler. Miss Willis, you need to go to breakout room, but that's another one. Hold on.
And I think Joanne and Angela and everyone, if you've already been in the room before, I think you can just go to the bottom and return to that same room.
Yes, there's a little button that says join breakout room, and it'll let us go back to the previous breakout room. Just whoever doesn't know.
Yes, thank you.
Power went out. That's crazy. Wow. Okay.
I don't see that mine lets me go back to the breakout room on my phone. I'm looking at the things, my choices, and I don't see them.
I don't
And
have an
someone-
option either, but I think it's because I had technical problems and got off one device and switched to another to see if that worked better.
Okay, I'll see. Try and figure this out. I'm working on it too.
Yeah, and Jenna's power went out, but it came back on, so that screwed up everything.
Can't get my computer to work.
Okay, what's going on? Yes, Mr. Reeser.
Sorry, my dog is barking. Hold on.
You know, if you feed a high quality pet food, you don't have to worry about that.
You know, they're quiet until I'm involved in something. Judge, it's the department's intention to dismiss this suit and pursue family-based services with the children being returned. And then if they don't follow those services, then we will ask for court intervention.
Okay, so just dismiss it flat out.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, parents, do y'all understand what Miss Reeser's talking about? Where's Miss Hannah? Mr. Bonner, y'all both understand that?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
Okay. Miss
go.
Jones, do you understand? Okay. And if you don't, then we're gonna be right back here again, and we could be looking at a removal again also. Y'all understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so I will grant the oral non-suit, dismiss everybody from their further representation, dismiss CASA, and when CPS comes knocking on y'all's door, be sure and let them in, okay? Or else we'll see you back, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Y'all are excused. Have a good day, and they'll work with you. And whenever the kids come back, they'll make a plan, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, thank y'all. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great weekend.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Chandler. Mr. Glass and Ms. Reeser, now y'all need to go to the other breakout room, right?
I'm not in trouble, am I?
Yes, the answer is always yes.
Y'all need me or not?
Well, Judge, probably, yes. Natalie and I have some confusion with respect to whether our clients want to agree to TMC or not agree to TMC. So I'd ask the court to inquire from them directly what they want to do, and then the attorneys are prepared to work from that response.
Okay, are they, do y'all know if they are communicating with each other or not communicating with each other or back together, or do we know?
I know that they are not. Sorry. Oh, my internet. So my internet is out at my house, so I went somewhere else and it's slow. So I'm sorry. They're not together. I don't know if they're communicating, but they are not together. They are living in separate places. John has moved back into the house that they were living in together that was trashed. The house is now cleaned up and appropriate, and I did email out pictures, but I just did it today because I just got back from the conference and my internet did not work this morning. I was on the phone with them for an hour before they told me there was an outage. So I did just send the pictures, and that's totally on me.
Well, but Natalie, you know, just because we got the house cleaned up in a day, I mean, I had one case, and I mean, Angela's happy to tell you about this. You know, the house was trash all the time, and you know, and she's like, "Well, I should get the kids back because my house is clean." And Angela's like, "Well, how'd you get the house clean?" "Well, I used meth, of course. How else do you think I would? I mean, I had to have all that energy in my house." And I'm not saying that these people did, But I'm saying, obviously we let it get to a nasty point, and I saw the pictures, a nasty point that, just cleaning it up one time, they got to put their money where their mouth is and show me that they can keep it. I mean, not like our houses maybe, but semi-decent,
Right.
And the crap outside. I mean, if I was their neighbors, I'd have been turning them into the city like that.
I understand. Yeah, my client's story is he was out of the house for 30 days, so he wasn't there when the inside of the house got so bad and all that stuff happened.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you can trash up a house that quick, but I mean, it looks like it's been going on for a long time to me. But I mean, we don't live like that, so I don't know,
I can only say what my client says. I cannot.
But I mean, I appreciate the what's the word? Restorative actions.
Ooh, that's a good word.
But,
That's a good word. Restorative actions.
I made it up. But I mean,
And Judge, full transparency, my client was unable to take his drug test because he only was going to take one day off work and was going to take it the day he went to see the kids because the drug test is in Colleen and he lives in Lampasas and his car broke down. So his car's broken down, but he ordered the parts. I can't remember.
Natalie.
I know, again, I'm just telling you what my client says and will testify.
Did his car get him to where the kids were?
I can't figure that out from his messages or from when I talked to him. If he saw the kids and then it broke down, or if it broke down on the way to see I can't tell. No, it says the wheel bearing went bad on my way back.
What's not breaking down is his attorney's advocacy skills, and I'm very impressed with this, and she's doing a fantastic job. I think she should be applauded.
Was he allowed to see the kids?
Yeah,
I think we ordered a
visit.
Yeah.
He had a set visit, and so he drove, but he had to drive up to see them or drive
Who
down.
supervised?
Well, that's a good question.
I don't have.
The department supervised the visit.
Thank you.
Good. I mean, he's got two thumbs that he can hitchhike. He's obviously got some family because everybody was complaining about putting the kids here, putting the kids there. I bet I know he has a dad. I know he has Henry. And I'm just saying, if this was my fourth or fifth case, I'd probably be jumping hoops, flip-flops, whatever, to get CPS out of my life and doing whatever, and not giving me some sort of, my car broke down, my dog ate my homework, I mean, it's probably true, maybe true, I don't know, but that didn't help me very much.
Yeah, he says one of the kids' science teachers lives next door to him.
Well, that's a nice science teacher, but but he's not in that. He doesn't live in that trashy house, right? Or
I'm still confused about which house was which.
Yeah.
I did send pictures of the house he's in, and it was the house that he and Justine and the kids lived in together. Okay. But I get a little confused after that. But she lives in a different town now. She doesn't even live in Lampasas.
Nina, Leo, what are y'all thinking?
Well, I've only spoken with the older kids. I think Leo and I both have had trouble getting to speak with the younger kids because they have not been transferred, by the way. They're still in San Antonio, and there was a time where we thought they were going to be moved up here.
Hey, hold on just a second. Hey, Jenna, will you take us off of YouTube, please? I don't know if we're on or not.
We're also being recorded.
I know, that's okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, y'all, just so everybody knows, in the waiting room, Mr. Slate is in the waiting room. I'm not going to let him in because he's not a party. He is placement right now, but I've already approved that the children can be moved pursuant to y'all's plan. So he's not going to be placement very much longer. So that being said, he's the only one that's left in the waiting room. So Ms. Bennett, I'm going to let you begin real quick. And then we'll go from there. And Ms. Bennett's having internet problems, y'all, but we know her voice. Oh, there she's back.
I'll try. If it well, it did it again. It keeps freezing. Okay, I'm going to turn my picture off. I'm sorry, y'all, but for some reason my internet is totally down at my house and it's on and off over here. So I'm going to turn my video off, but I'm still here.
Okay. We know your voice. We're good. Okay.
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 So did you want me to ask Mr. Calhoun how he wanted to proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
So Mr. Calhoun, the court just wanted to know, and I think Mr. Grove is going to ask Ms. Calhoun the same thing. We just need to know today if you want to agree to the department having temporary custody, and the plan is that the older 3 kids are going to be placed with Christy, their maternal grandmother, Lauren's mom, and the younger kids are going to be placed with Angeline. Or do you want to have a contested hearing? And if so, then we can call y'all as witnesses and the judge can decide after hearing that.
I'm kind of unsure at the moment. I really don't want the kids being placed anywhere besides back home. I'd rather it be my 3 with her, or my 3 with me, and the other 3 with her. I'm not sure.
Okay, so you would rather have a contested hearing then? And testify?
I'm unclear at this time. I mean, I don't know what to do. I don't want to be in place back with CPS and CPS care. I mean, there's no sense in it. They shouldn't have been removed. We had somebody here to watch them when me and her were.
Okay, so Mr. Calhoun, you want a contested hearing, right?
I think so.
Okay. Mr. Grove, anything else real quick, Ms. Bennett?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Grove?
Judge, as far as I'm concerned, if Mr. Calhoun wants a contested hearing, we might as well just have a contested hearing for everybody and let the court make its determination.
Okay. Okay, well, it's my understanding that all my prior orders have not been complied with, so that just doesn't make me very happy to start this thing off. So, but the orders granting, but I did grant an order or request that the placement change. So, I don't really know why that hadn't changed, but it can. So, I guess depending on the outcome of the hearing. So, Ms. Reeser, you may begin, please.
Thank you, Judge. I will call Investigator Dominguez. Can you unmute yourself for me, please?
Of course.
All right. So can you please tell us what this referral, how the case got started this time?
So I was asked to assist with the removal. I am actually unsure of everything. I know what I was told and what I gave to what I informed the parents of when I interviewed them at Lampasas County Jail.
Okay. Were you present during the removal?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And as part of your job, are you able to access your system from the CPS system that allows you to read the reports from other investigators?
Yes, ma'am.
And is the investigator who was initially on this case, does she no longer work with the department?
That is correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But are you familiar with her report?
With some of it, yes, ma'am. I wish I was better prepared. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you those questions. If you don't know, then that's perfectly fine. You can let me know. And so I'll just re-ask the first question. Do you know what the referral was for to get this case started?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Is there someone else here today that you see in our room that would know the facts better than you?
I believe that Miss Williamson, who is my Supervisor Williamson, might have more clarity on how this got started.
Okay. Well, then I'll just ask you, can you please tell us what involvement you had and what you learned during your portion of the investigation?
Yes, ma'am. So I went with Miss Ashley Taylor to the home to view the home and to remove the children from the home. And then I went and did the interviews for Mr. and Mrs. Calhoun at the Lampasas County Jail. When we arrived to the home, we were granted entry into the home, so we saw the state of the home as well.
Can you please describe the state of the home?
There was very little walkway. There were various items and clothing all over couches. There were various bins that were full of clothing and various items that were overflowing onto the floor. When you walked into the kitchen, there was dirty dishes piled up in the sink and There was the oven was busted, like the top of the oven was busted. There were various cabinets missing, and it was a very deplorable environment. There is no reason that a child, let alone multiple children, should have been living in that home.
Did you observe items out that could have been hazardous to the younger children should they have put them in their mouth or played with them?
I would definitely say in the kitchen, yes, ma'am, because there were various kitchen items all over the kitchen, and there were used utensils and like containers that still had food in them inside of the sink and cluttering the counters.
And was there a clear pathway to the toilet? Do you remember?
I didn't see everything beyond the kitchen in the living room. That's mostly where I stayed, while investigator Taylor went throughout the entire home. But from what I read in the report, there was not clear walkway, no ma'am.
And did you talk to any of the children that day?
I spoke with them to ask them like how they were doing and like what they were up to, but I did not interview them.
Okay. Did they ever express to you whether they felt unsafe in the home?
Not to me, no ma'am.
And you said you went and talked to the parents at the jail. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And did you talk with them separately?
Yes, ma'am.
Will you tell us how your conversation with Justine went?
Yes, ma'am. So it wasn't a very long conversation. I mean, I was in there for a little while. I did let Miss Calhoun kind of vent out because obviously this was a very stressful situation. CPS was showing up back at her house and I was serving her a notice of removal. But I didn't get a lot of information out of her. When I was asking our various questions for the interview, she was like, you have all that information, you can just look back in my history. And that was her answer to a majority of my questions. And then when it got to the allegations of assaulting Mr. Calhoun, she claimed that she never assaulted him. And I did speak with Mrs. Calhoun first. She said that she never assaulted him, that he slapped himself and called the cops. Or she called the cops because he trespassed and that he had slapped himself. So the mark on his cheek was self-inflicted.
And she had been arrested for assault family violence the day of the removal. Is that correct?
From my knowledge, yes, ma'am, it was earlier that day.
Okay. And then tell us how your conversation with John went.
Mr. Calhoun was a little more forthcoming with a lot of like when I was asking him our various questions, but eventually he did get frustrated and he's like, you know, all of this information. And then when I served him the notice of removal, just like with Mrs. Calhoun, that's when things started to get a little bit more, I guess you could say aggressive. Just the fact that no matter how much I explained why the children were removed, they weren't understanding why the children were removed. So it was, this is an illegal removal. You should have never removed my children. There was no reason for removal of the children. And didn't really get a whole lot of answers. He did say that Mrs. Calhoun, that his son had either texted or called him that there was no food in the house and they hadn't seen Mrs. Calhoun for probably a day and a half, and that they were hungry. So he went and spent money on food, around $250, so that he could bring food to the home for the children. He hung out with the children. He was watching TV with Nora and he fell asleep. And the next thing he knew, he was getting woken up by Mrs. Calhoun slapping him.
And he was in jail on the day that you spoke with him because he had violated a protective order, correct?
That is correct. Yes, ma'am.
And the reason for the emergency removal was because both parents were arrested and there was no one to care for the children, correct?
To my knowledge, yes, ma'am. That and the state of the home.
I have no further questions of this witness.
Anybody have any questions, Mr. Mangus? No?
I do have a question.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Were you yourself personally and actively involved in taking the children from the home?
Yes, ma'am.
And what were their demeanors? I know there's a big range of ages, but how were the children?
We explained to them that we were going to take them to the office and that they were going to hang out with us. They weren't unhappy kids. They seemed relatively happy and understanding to an extent that they were going to be going somewhere else and being placed with someone who was not mom and dad.
Okay. So they were accepting, they weren't crying or clinging.
Not in my presence, no ma'am.
Okay. All right, that's all I have.
Anybody else? No. Mr. Mangus, who were you told lived in this house that was deplorable?
Without Mr. Calhoun, from my knowledge, I believe Mrs. Calhoun and all 6 children, I believe, Your Honor.
And Mrs. Calhoun is not the mother of 3 of those children, correct?
Correct.
So why were they living there allegedly without their father living there?
I cannot answer that question, Your Honor.
Where did he say he was living?
I'm unsure, Your Honor.
Did you see any men's clothes or any indication that he was living at that house?
I wouldn't be able to pinpoint if there were any men's clothes, Your Honor.
When was that protective order issued that I assume prohibited him from being at that house? Do you know how old it was?
I am unaware of how old it was, but I don't believe it had hit the 30-day mark.
Okay. So who told you, how do you know which adult lived in that home?
It was the information that was given to me and when I assisted in the removal. And I believe the individual who was watching the children when we arrived at the home, I cannot remember her name at this time, but she had mentioned that Mrs. Calhoun had been living in that home.
Okay. Did it appear that people had been living in that house for a while?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you learn that that was the house that Mr. and Mrs. Calhoun lived in together?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you look at the outside of the house?
I saw the outside walking into walking the front of the home. There we go. But I did not see the back of the home.
How was the front of the home?
The front of the home honestly matched the inside of the home. The front of the home was very just cluttered with various items. There was a vehicle in the driveway and just various items and garbage throughout what would be the I can't think of the name of it.
Sort of like
yes.
a carport.
Yes, carport. Yes, ma'am. And all over the front lawn.
Is this out in the country or is it in a neighborhood in town?
It's in a neighborhood in town.
Okay. So would you say it's an eyesore or not?
Yes, ma'am. An eyesore, definitely.
What about safety concerns for bugs, rats, snakes?
Yes, ma'am. The grass that was there was relatively tall, but there were various items that any type of rodent or insect or anything like that could live within.
And why didn't y'all look in the backyard?
I didn't look in the backyard. Miss Taylor looked in the backyard, Your Honor.
Okay. She here today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Are these kids old enough to help clean up their house in the yard?
I do believe so. Yes, ma'am.
Let's see, there's a 16-year-old, a 15-year-old, 2 11-year-olds, and an 8-year-old, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Are those kids old enough to do chores?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Who, when you were talking to the parents, did you find out if either of them worked?
Mr. Calhoun said that he did various jobs. He did not elaborate what his various jobs were, and Mrs. Calhoun did not answer the question.
So you don't know do you know if somebody was home with these kids during the day that they could, or at night, that could help clean up this house?
I believe it was something that could have been done. Yes, ma'am.
It's my understanding that the children had lice.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you know about that?
I mean, they were scratching their heads when we seen them, and then the individual who allowed us entry into the home, who was watching the children, also said that they have lice. And I know when we got the children back to where the department took them, that they started treating them immediately for lice.
Do you know which kids? Or all of them? If you don't know, you don't know.
I was going to say, yeah, I apologize. I can't remember which the 3 children were.
Was the air conditioner on in the house? Did the house have utilities?
I know the electricity was working. The AC was working. I mean, you could tell it wasn't working overtime. It was probably in the 70s inside of the home, which still beats the 90-degree weather outside. And I believe they had running water.
Who was the person that was there taking care of the kids while the parents were in jail?
I believe her name was Ashley.
Adult, kid, what?
An adult.
Where did she fit in?
She said that she was a friend of Miss Calhoun's.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions, Ms. Dominguez? No. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. You may step down from your Zoom.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Reader. Next witness.
Thank you, Judge. I'll call Ashley Taylor.
Okay, let's see, where is she?
Sorry, it's still under Ashley Vargas. I recently got married and haven't pushed it on Zoom. Sorry, but I'm the same person.
Okay, thank you.
Miss Vargas, you heard Investigator Dominguez's testimony. Is there anything you would like to add as far as, let's just start with the reason for the referral?
I believe the reason for the referral had to do with domestic violence initially. That's about to the extent that I know.
And is it your understanding that there was an open investigation with CPS for that domestic violence situation when this most recent referral came in?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what can you add for as far as the deplorable conditions of the home? Did you see anything additional? What else do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, adding to Investigator Dominguez, the conditions of the home were pretty bad. There was just clutter everywhere, stacks of clothes, living room. There were some in the bedroom. There was just a lot of things everywhere. Along with the stove top, the glass stove top being broken, there was glass pieces on the stove, which the children could have reached. More of Norland's four. So she could have easily cut herself at any instant. Anybody just running through the kitchen, just sliding by the stovetop could easily like move that glass. So that was a concern. Yeah, there was like really narrow walkways. There was stuff in the hallways, just trash, clutter. Along the backyard, I did see the backyard, metal scrap pieces, tools. Miss Ashley Wilcox, I believe, was the family friend who was there, told me that there was a large tree in the backyard that Mr. Calhoun had like try to cut down and eventually, I believe, try to burn it down. So there was ashes and just things along the backyard that it was just cluttered. I did see a shed kind of towards the back of the house. I didn't go directly to see the shed, and I mentioned that just because children stated that they believe Mr. Calhoun. Didn't go directly to see the shed, and I mentioned that just because children stated that they believe Mr. Calhoun was staying in the shed. However, none of the children were able to tell me that they did see Mr. Calhoun in the shed.
Okay. Did the kids tell you that there had been fighting between their parents?
Yes.
Did the children indicate to you that they did not feel safe at home?
Yes. When the parents were fighting, they don't feel safe. I don't remember which child exactly, but one of them did state that they did not feel safe at home.
Did you or did you find out if through speaking with the children, if John had been at that house on more than one occasion when he was prohibited from being there?
Yes. Yes. Okay. The children did tell me that Dad did come over frequently.
Okay. Did they indicate if he would stay there or how long he would be there?
No. I guess I could have asked that. I didn't ask them to clarify, but they just said he was there frequently.
And did the children tell you that a big reason for kind of the house going the direction they had was that Justine had been on TikTok and she had stopped caring for the children?
That is correct.
Now, did the department believe that removal was necessary to ensure the immediate health and safety of the children?
Yes.
And can you just expound on the immediacy part of that concern?
Yeah, I mean, the conditions of the home, 1, 2, I mean, the children, more of Nora had excessive lice on the back of her head. What was the other child? Easton, at first we didn't believe he didn't have any. Then I started noticing him scratching. It was dark at night, so we had to flash the flashlight. I literally went in to see in his head. He also had, once I saw one, I was like, okay, but he also had lice as well. The domestic violence, and then the protection order being broken. I mean,
and to your understanding, is the family violence an ongoing situation?
Yes, to my knowledge, from what I've gathered and what I've read, yes.
And I think everyone knows, but these parents have been through several removals at this point, correct?
I believe so.
Do you believe that it is in all of the children's best interest for the department to be named temporary managing conservators?
At this time, I do believe so.
Okay. And did you guys, would continuation in the home be contrary to the children's welfare?
Yes.
And was there time for a full adversary to have been held or did the immediacy and the children's welfare necessitate immediate removal?
Yeah, it necessitated an immediate removal.
Okay. I do not have any further questions of this witness.
Thank you. Miss, any of the other lawyers have any questions?
I do.
Okay, Miss Bennett.
Thank you. I'm going to call you Vargas because it says that on the screen. Sorry, Miss Taylor. Did you at any time speak with the parents or the person that was watching the kids while the parents made bail when they were in jail? That was confusing. Did you at any time tell
I'm sorry, it's cutting out.
the opportunity to clean up the house?
Miss Bennett, you need to go back. We didn't hear your question.
At any point, did you tell either of the parents or the caregiver to clean the house?
No, I did not speak to the parents.
Did you tell the caregiver or give them the opportunity to clean up the house before you removed the kids?
No.
And was your main concern that the house, you felt it was dangerous?
Yes.
And now that the house is cleaned up, or if the house was cleaned up and those issues no longer existed, would you still feel there was a danger?
Due to the ongoing domestic violence, yes, and the protection order being not followed, yes.
And did you read the emergency protective order yourself?
Yes.
Okay. And did you read or look up the underlying offense and what happened for that emergency protective order to be issued?
No, I didn't.
Okay. And do you have any knowledge that the quote family violence was not family violence, it was a Class C assault by contact because he dumped his milkshake on her head?
I'm sorry, are you asking if I knew that was?
Yes.
No, I did not.
Okay. And you didn't think it was important to look up the underlying offense and what actually happened?
What I followed was the protective order that was ordered.
And you understand that at the time that was issued, that was ex parte, which means that Mr. Calhoun was not allowed to come to court and tell his side of the story, correct?
Yes.
So he didn't get to go to court. It was issued because an application was filled out. It was just issued without his knowledge or input.
Can you rephrase that question?
Yes, I just want, you investigated and you're saying it's based on family violence, but it sounds like you didn't even check into what the family violence was. Did you check into what the underlying, did you ever ask anybody or law enforcement? Did you talk to law enforcement?
I did not. I was also assisting in this case. I was not the primary investigator when the initial report was received.
So who was the primary investigator?
No longer with the department.
Okay. Do you know if anybody talked to law enforcement?
I'm not sure.
So your two things were the house was really bad and the family violence. So
the children not feeling safe at home.
And I don't remember the affidavit specifically saying anything about not feeling safe with my client, Mr. Calhoun. I recall it saying not feeling safe with, not all of them, but some of them said with Justine. Was that your affidavit or somebody else's?
That was somebody else's affidavit.
Okay. Did you review it for today?
I did, yes.
Okay, well then you probably remember better than I did. So I'm trying to find it. Let's see. So what child specifically said they did not feel safe with Mr. Calhoun?
On the top of my head, I don't recall. I can pull it. Let me pull it up and give it. So Nathan shared that he feels when his father is not present, he feels safe. And that he feels safe at school.
Okay, with the affidavit's not even labeled. Which page is that? I'm sorry. 1, 2. I know it's not the first two.
Maybe like page 6.
Okay, sorry, which kid? I still can't find it.
Nathan.
Okay, Nathan. Hey, I saw that. Actually, the exact words are Nathan shared that he feels when his father is not present and he feels safe at school. So do you have personal knowledge of what that word is supposed to be, what it's supposed to say after that? Did you interview Nathan?
I did interview Nathan.
You did?
I did.
Okay.
He reports he was scared of dad.
Okay, and Nathan. Okay. And are you aware that both of the parents at the original time that all of this occurred were separating and getting a divorce?
No.
And are you aware that both parents currently live in 2 different residences in different towns?
No. It was not.
So if the parents don't have any further contact with each other and live in 2 separate towns and are no longer living or going in and out of the same household, do you still think that there's domestic violence that's going to occur?
I can't really answer that.
Okay. I pass the witness, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else have any questions, Ms. Taylor?
I don't.
You don't?
No.
Okay. Ms. Taylor, the parents were in jail when y'all removed the children, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And do you know the history of these parents going back and forth over the years?
I've skimmed the history a bit, yeah. Your Honor.
Have they gone back and forth over the years?
Yes, they have.
So what you're being told now is similar to what you read in the case file, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And are you aware that the protective order expired on July 25th of this year?
I wasn't aware of the exact date, but yes.
But since the kids were removed, right?
Correct.
So is there any protection other than these your CPS court orders for the children right now?
Not currently in place outside of CPS, no.
If the house is picked up, spotless, got picked up, does the department still have a concern for the children?
Yes.
And what would that be?
The fact that they didn't have food and they had to reach out to dad. I believe the family gets food stamps and there's not a working stove. I'm not sure if the microwave was working, but just the way the conditions of the kitchen was at that time, it was concerning. There's a vulnerable age child who's 4 who needs her parents. I believe
Well, are you concerned about ongoing possible family violence?
absolutely. Yes.
Okay, you said the children didn't have any food. I don't, maybe y'all said that and I just brain lapsed it. Did y'all look in the fridge?
Yes.
And what was in the refrigerator?
There was a lot of like containers of, it kind of looked like old food to me. I did see milk, basic household, but it wasn't in the best conditions.
Was there enough food and good, healthy, or I don't know, healthy, what's the word? Not old food in the house to feed 7 people?
Yeah, there were some, I don't know to say for 7 people.
Were the children hungry?
When I had picked them up, they said they had only had breakfast, and I believe at that time was maybe 4 or 5 p.m.
Okay. Did they say anything to you about the condition of the house?
No, they just said that mom is on her phone majority of the time.
Did she work? Did you find out? Did she work?
They told me mom did not work. No.
Okay. What did they say dad did for a living, or did they say?
They didn't say. They just said dad works, but they don't know where.
Okay. And y'all place the children with family, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, I don't have any more questions. Anybody else? Okay, thank you. Ms. Reed, your next witness.
No further witnesses.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Grove, any witnesses?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Bennett? Any witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to call my client, please.
Oh, okay, go on.
That's what you're asking, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Calhoun, can you state your full name?
John Lee Calhoun.
Okay. And you're the parent of not all, but most of the kids in this case, right? Or these 2 cases?
5 of the 7.
Okay. And Your Honor, I have emailed, and I apologize, I did it today, because I had been out of town, and Mr. Calhoun did send me pictures, but I was not able to.
I saw him.
Out of my text messages. And then I just sent 2 more since they were testifying against the fridge and pantry, and I do have current pictures of the fridge and pantry.
Okay.
So I can go back and count how many pictures there are, but I would like to offer all the pictures into evidence of the house and the fridge and pantry.
Anybody?
No objection.
No objection. Anybody else have any objection? You want to just make that one exhibit, Ms. Bennett?
Yes, please. That'd be much easier.
Okay. Respondent, dad's number 1 is admitted. Okay.
Okay. And Mr. Calhoun, all of those pictures are the pictures of the house that you currently reside in. Is that correct?
Yes.
And did you clean up the house? How did it get cleaned up?
Me and 2 or 3 friends had to tackle it.
Okay. And Did you buy all the food that's in the refrigerator in the pantry?
I did.
Okay. And is that where months ago you and Justine and all of the children were living?
That's correct.
That's the same house.
Yes.
Okay. And you and Justine were going through a divorce or separation like back in May or before?
Yeah, it's been a while coming. It's hard. Yes.
And did you move out of the house around mid-May?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And was the protective order a 30 or 60-day protective order?
60-day.
60 days. Okay. And the protective order expired July 25th, and the kids were removed July 16th. So it was almost at the very end of 60 days when all this happened.
Yes.
Okay. And you did not live in the house for the last, what, 45, 50 days or however long that is?
That's correct.
Okay. And the state of the home that they said is one of the main reasons for removal, that no longer exists. Is that right?
Definitely.
And that protective order was not a Class A or B family violence assault, correct?
Correct.
So you got charged with a Class C assault by contact. Is that right?
Yes, basically a speeding ticket.
Right. And you went to court and did you already deal with that case?
Yes, received a fine, and that was it.
Okay. And the reason that that case occurred, is that because you dumped your milkshake on Justine's head?
Yes.
Okay. And then there was somehow an ex parte protective order issued against you that you knew nothing about and didn't get to testify or make any statements.
Yes.
Okay. Um, I want to be really careful about what you testify to about the protective order violation. So feel free to, if I ask you the wrong thing, although I'm going to try to be careful, or if anyone else does too, plead the fifth about that, since that is still an open case. Okay. But toward the end of the protective order, when all of this mess went down, did you provide food to the kids?
I did.
And was it just like one thing, like you bought them a pizza, or did you give them like a whole load of like food that would feed them for a while?
It was substantial.
Okay. And you were arrested for violation of a protective order, correct? Okay, arrested. All right.
3 of the children weren't on there.
Right.
What'd you say? I didn't hear that.
Only 3 of the kids were on the protective order. His 3 older children were not on the protective order.
Okay.
Did you have somebody to care for the children when you were in jail?
Yes.
Was there someone at the house?
Yes.
Okay. And was she willing to watch the kids until either you or Justine, somebody got out?
Yes.
And how long did it take you to get out of jail?
12 hours.
Do you know how long it took Justine to get out of jail?
Just shy of that, about 10 or 11.
Ugh. I'm sorry, I froze again. Even with
We
it all.
hear you.
Okay. How many hours for Justine to get out? Sorry.
About the same, just so that she got up a little bit before I did.
Okay. So you were out of jail in about 12 hours and you had somebody at the house to watch the kids for those 12 hours.
Correct.
Okay. Did anybody tell you, or I don't know if you know what anyone told Justine, but if you know, or the person that you had at the house, that they needed to clean up the house immediately and get it cleaned up, or they were going to remove the children?
I had no knowledge of it.
They just came to the jail and said, "We removed the kids. Here's your notice."
Yes.
Are you and Justine living in separate homes now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do the two of you, and I mean, you can only speak as to yourself, but do you feel that moving forward, that y'all are going to be separate moving forward?
Yeah, of course, yes.
Okay. If y'all are separate, then do you believe that there will be any more, if there has even been any domestic violence between the two of you?
I don't believe so.
And are you fine with doing any kind of agreement or something that you and Justine won't be around each other if that's necessary?
If it's necessary, yes.
So supposedly there was lice on the kids. I mean, a lot of people have said they saw lice on the kids. And are you aware or did you hear about the kids having lice?
I did.
Okay. Have you checked? Do you have lice?
I have checked and I do not.
Okay. When you clean the house, did you like do things to try to get rid of any issues with lice?
It was all their bedding and everything was out and in black bags tied up in the sun. So it's being washed and folded and taken care of.
Okay. Have you and Justine been on top of the medical issues with Carly?
Yes, Justine has been very vigilant on that. We're just having problems with finding a specialist to take care of it.
But you have waited months and gotten an appointment with the specialist and taken the child to the specialist, correct?
Yes.
And then what was the specialist's reason? And then they referred you to a different specialist?
Yeah, it was kind of a tore up deal. We've been waiting, years on this now, and we'll go along with the driving back and forth to Dallas or whatever we have to do, just to get turned to another specialist, or they don't, and then it's all going good, and then they say we can't. So it's a real sad deal that they want to go for hip replacement, and they'll do it.
So is it because she's a child that they don't want to do her hip replacement?
We can't figure out why they don't want to do it because they don't ever give us any basic reasoning. It's just basically, I don't want to.
And the appointments for her are in Dallas?
The last ones were, yes.
And is it like at a children's hospital or is it some random place?
Scottish Rite.
Okay. Okay. But y'all are following up with that and are you capable of getting her to appointments in Dallas or wherever she needs to go if need be?
Yes.
And do you plan on following up with her medical issues?
Of course.
And your vehicle broke down, is that right?
Yes, on my way back from a visit the other Wednesday.
Okay. And
I got the parts
when do you anticipate your vehicle being fixed?
today.
And did you order parts and you've already fixed it or you're in the process of or what?
Picked up the parts this morning.
Okay. So you have the parts that
Yes.
you think will fix your vehicle and it should be working hopefully this afternoon.
Yes.
Okay. So you will have a running vehicle to be able to take her to Dallas or wherever.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And then, did you know that Nick needed glasses?
We have for a while, yes.
And did anyone take him to a doctor's appointment or make an eye appointment for him?
Yes.
When did he go to the eye doctor?
It's, I want to say April or May.
Of this year?
Yes.
So he did go to the eye doctor? What eye doctor?
Justine wouldn't know more about that than I do.
Okay. So would she take the kids to the doctor's appointments when you went to work?
Yes.
Okay. And so she took Nick to the eye doctor?
Yes.
And do you know what the eye doctor said?
From what I basically got was that his right side is suffering and the left side was 20/20. So they want to get some kind of adjustment glasses for that.
Okay. And did you ever get the glasses?
No, we haven't. Never went back to get the prescription.
Nobody went back to get the prescription?
We haven't went back to get the prescription because it was they wanted to do more tests as far as dilating his eyes and stuff.
Okay, so before they gave him the prescription, they wanted you to bring him back again and do more tests? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
As far as I know, that's correct.
Okay, okay. And then right around when, I guess right after that happened, that's when you and Justine started having, I guess, an escalation of issues and separated.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Are you willing and able to follow up on his eye doctor appointment or go to the new doctor that he just went to, either one?
Yes.
Okay. And is there adequate food in your house right now for the kids?
Yes.
And you took those pictures of your fridge and pantry and everything. Did you take those today? You said yes, right?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Sometimes I don't, it's so quiet I can't hear. And did you hear the testimony of Miss Taylor?
Yes.
And what she felt one of the kids maybe said or didn't say? And is that one of the reasons why you wanted the case to be reset so that the kid's attorney and ad litem and everyone would have time to talk to the kids themselves?
That was the goal, yes.
Okay. And the judge ordered in court that you go take a drug test, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And she ordered you to take it like by Friday of that week.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And what day did CPS text you and tell you that you were able to go take the drug test?
On the 30th.
Okay. And was that after Friday of the week when you were ordered to take it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So even if you had taken it, you still would have been
It'd been close.
in violation of the court's order, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what day was it that you went to go on the visit and were going to take the drug test?
Wednesday this week, I was going to take care of it on my way back.
On the 6th?
Yes.
Okay. And is that when your vehicle broke down?
That's correct.
And was it on the way to the visit or on the way back from the visit?
On the way back, luckily.
Okay. And the drug test was not in Lampasas where you live and work, correct?
No, I have to drive to Killeen.
Okay. Which is at least a 30-minute drive, if not longer.
That's correct.
Okay. Do you feel that you're willing and able to provide the kids a safe environment?
Would love to.
And if there's any additional changes or things done at the house that somebody wants done, are you willing to do that?
To the best of my ability.
All right. I pass the witness.
Thank you. Any questions, Mr. Calhoun? Ms.
I have
Reader?
a whole bunch of questions.
Okay. Let me let Ms. Reader go first.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Calhoun, isn't it true that Audrey Spicer sent you a text on July 22nd telling you to take your drug test?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, so if there's a text message that was put into evidence stating that, would that be a lie on Ms. Spicer's behalf?
I'm not sure. I don't have the one in my phone that I just took a screenshot of this morning. It says the 30th.
Okay. Now, what date did you and Justine separate?
Separate and still live together, or separate and don't live together?
Well, let's go with both. When did you separate but still live together?
According to her, we've been separated for a few months. So, I would say.
Well, when do you consider that you separated from Justine?
When she left my house. Must be,
okay, and what date was that?
I want to say the 25th, or between the 25th and 30th, this last in July.
Okay. And that is after everything that occurred and you were most recently arrested, correct? Okay. Where were you living? Let me back up. When did you move out of the house?
When I first got arrested.
Okay. And was that, you mean back on July 17th?
No, it was before that. That was at the end of May when the EPO started. And it's not like I didn't get a choice to move out. I just had the clothes on my back and the keys to my truck, and that's all I had.
Okay. Okay. So you were not staying at the home starting on at the end of May. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Have you and Justine filed for divorce?
No, not yet.
Well, I didn't hear. What was the answer? No?
Not yet. No.
Okay.
When have you moved back into your house now?
Yes.
And when did that occur?
The 26th of July.
Why did you leave your children that Justine is not biologically related to with Justine when you were not living at the home?
Because she's their mom.
Okay. Has she adopted them?
No.
Does she have any legal court orders that say that she's...
No. No, we don't.
Okay. How are you employed?
Self-employed.
Okay. What kind of work do you do?
Anything that pays the bills.
Okay. Can I please is it construction? Are you a handyman?
I'm a general contractor.
Okay. Thank you. And do you make enough money to care for your children?
For 9 years.
So while the children have been placed with family, have you provided any money or support to those people?
I have asked if the kids needed anything, and Jerry won't talk to me, so
Okay, and then who has the other children?
Angeline,
And have you given any money to Angeline?
I've I've asked if they needed anything,
Okay.
but okay, so, sorry.
Now, why is it that you took Justine to the doctor? I'm sorry, where Justine took Nick to the doctor for his glasses, but Justine is not his mother?
She's been his mother for 9 years. We've been married for most of that. I don't understand why you would ask that question.
If your children told the CPS investigators that you had come to the house on multiple occasions while the protective order was pending, would that be a lie?
I don't think so.
Objection, Your Honor. I mean, I just want my client to understand about his Fifth Amendment rights again.
I think he answered the question though.
I couldn't hear.
But I understand he has a right to self-incrimination. Mr. Callahan, you don't have to answer that question.
Thank you.
Are your children liars?
I think every child lies, but no.
Okay. I have no further questions.
Okay. Mr. Grove, Mr. Glass, y'all have any questions? No. Okay. Miss Willis.
Yeah, I do have some questions.
Okay.
Okay. John, have you ever had all 6 of the children by yourself?
Yep.
Or overnight? What is the longest period of time you've taken care of all six of the kids by yourself?
Pretty much every day. I don't.
Without another adult around?
Well, she's never had a job, so I mean, I guess the answer is no.
Okay, so you've never had them by yourself. Who is in your support system that you would rely on to help you with the kids when you're at work or
church family?
Excuse me?
My church family.
Okay, what church do you go to?
First Street Church of Christ.
And where is that?
Here in Lampasas.
Okay, and how long have you gone to that church?
Since 2020 at least.
Okay, so kids are starting school this week, next week, in this month. What would you do if you had all 6 of the kids in the home? What would you do with the kids while you're at work after school?
After school, they'd probably go to the Boys and Girls Club and I'd have to get off early. So it means I have to go to work earlier.
What about Nora?
That's what I'm saying. I'd have to get off early because she's not allowed to go to the Boys and Girls Club.
Let me ask you this. You said you're self-employed. Do you work full-time?
Pretty much, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how much did you deposit in your account last month for, let's say, the month of July?
I don't think that's a good month to do it because I was in the middle of the EPO and not able to work, get around and all that stuff because all this crap going on because of this.
Okay, so on an average monthly basis,
About
how much do you,
$4,000.
can I finish the question, please?
Sure.
How much do you make?
About $4,000.
Okay, and how much is bring home net?
About $4,000.
Okay, and what do your tax returns say? Do you file tax returns?
Sure do.
Okay, so if I asked you to give me your last year's tax return, what would have been your net, your gross and your net income, annual income?
I think it was around 38.
38 net?
Yep.
Okay. And so last month you say you didn't work?
I did, but it was just sparse between moving stuff and trying to find a place to live. And it was,
how many bank accounts do you have?
3.
And can you tell me what the balance is in each of them, more or less?
I'd rather not.
Are any of those accounts, do any of those accounts have more than $500 in them?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. Do you have any credit cards?
I don't.
Okay. Now, are you renting?
Yes.
And how much is your rent?
$950.
And how much is your electric?
About $500.
And how much is your phone?
$100.
Okay. How much do your groceries cost? The entire family.
Does it count at the food stamps? Or do you want a number or what?
You have food stamps?
Yes, we did.
Okay. How much do you think it costs to feed 6 kids? Whether or not you have food stamps?
About $1,500, $2,000 plus.
Okay. And then is Nora still in diapers?
No.
Okay. What kind of full-time daycare would you have for her? Or she starts preschool?
There's several places here. I've already talked to. There's 2 of them that have an opening, so plus the pre-K. They've already talked about it today and all that stuff. So.
Okay. And how much do they charge weekly or monthly? However they charge.
It's going to be through the Hill Country Action, and so it's not going to be that much. I think it's a copay of like $200 a month.
Okay. What kind of vehicle do you drive?
2000 Durango.
And what was wrong with it that it broke down this last time, which was on your way to the drug testing, correct?
Wheel bearing, yes.
Okay. Did you know that there was a wheel bearing going out?
I kind of had an idea there was something up there, but it's just, I have the receipts and everything.
So did you get to see your kids that day?
I did.
Where did you see them?
Mabray CPS office.
Okay. And where did you break down?
Right at the midway point by Lake Victor, on the way back through to go to Lampasas.
On 281?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And where is your car?
In my driveway.
Okay. So, well, who's fixing it?
I am.
Do you have any money set aside for school supplies and school clothes?
I do.
How much do you have set aside?
$1,500.
Where is the $1,500? Is it in the bank or do you have it cash?
Cash.
Okay. Do you know what grade the other 5 kids are in?
Excuse me?
What grades are the 5 other kids going into? We've got a pre-K-er. What else do we have?
Pre-K, 3rd, 5th, 6th, 8th, and then Nicholas is in high school.
Okay. Carly's in 8th grade?
Yes.
Okay. When you cleaned the house, prior to cleaning the house, and we all saw the pictures, there were boxes and piles of clothes and other belongings. I would assume those clothes are mainly the kids, correct?
Yes. Have you ever separated a family of 7?
Okay. And what did you just say?
I said, have you ever separated a family of 7? It's really hard to, because we were going to separate. It was going to be her kids, her biological kids are going to go with her, and then I'm going to keep mine, of course, and trying to go through their rooms and go through all these clothes and separate all that and make 2 families out of one. It was a kind of a nightmare.
So are you telling us that before CPS got involved, the 2 of you were breaking up and planning to separate the kids? Would you be surprised to know that right now one of the main priorities for your children, this is from your children, one of their main priorities, in fact, their number 1 priority, is they want to stay together?
Yes, that's what I've been trying to tell Justine forever now.
Do they realize that you were planning on breaking up and splitting them up?
Yes, and it was heartbreaking for all of us, except for her.
When was the last time you used, let's say, marijuana?
I can't remember. I mean, it's
within the last 3 months?
No.
Okay. How about meth? within the last 3 months, last 6 months, last year?
Years.
Okay. Do you smoke kratom
What was
or
that?
take kratom? Okay, that's fine. If you don't know what it is. Alcohol?
No.
Okay. All right. All right, I'll pass the witness. Yeah.
Anybody else have any questions, Mr. Calhoun? No? Okay. Mr. Calhoun. When did you bring the food to the house for the children?
That was the day of the arrest. I'm not sure what this exact date was.
Well, wouldn't that food have been in the house when CPS came and looked at it then?
Yes, that's why I had a problem with what she was saying. There wouldn't have been no food in there if I hadn't brought what was here.
Okay. I ordered you to drug test by 7:25.
I'm sorry.
Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And sounds like the department ordered you to drug test. I mean, that was the deadline. So like the department told you to drug test on 7/22, correct?
I didn't get a text message until the 30th saying that they were ready. I sent that to my lawyer this morning.
Okay. So what day did your car break on?
This Wednesday.
And this Wednesday was the 6th, right?
Yes, ma'am. And between, I feel like I need to explain myself. Between getting this house cleaned up in case for this hearing and working on another property that I have that I'm going to be moving to eventually, and trying to work jobs that I have lost time in due to all the jail time and all this stuff that's going on. I was trying to plan one day where I go see the kids, take care of the drug test, and do it all one day, so I don't have to take any days off. Was my thought process. And I apologize.
So you didn't test. You didn't try to test from the 30th till the 6th, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And your car broke on, you said the 6th, right?
Yes, ma'am. On the way back through.
Okay.
I ordered the parts that day and they came in this morning.
Okay. Between the 30th and today or the 6th, did you go to work?
Yes.
Well, and you couldn't have gotten that person to drive you to drug test?
No.
Why?
I don't have a habit of asking people for rides from 30 minutes away from my house, and I got a family too. I mean,
well, you don't mind asking your church people to help with 6 children. Wouldn't it be easier to ask a church person to drive you to drug tests than taking care of 6 kids? What'd you say?
Probably, yes, ma'am.
And what about your dad? He couldn't drive you?
He's about to die.
Did you ask CPS if they could drive you?
No, I don't know why I would do that.
Well, I bet if you asked them, because I've been ordering them to do it on other occasions.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Okay, when you and Miss Calhoun got arrested on let's just say mid-July. I don't know the exact day, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, ma'am.
And I assume she got charged with assault, correct?
Yes, assault causing bodily injury and family violence.
Okay, so that'd be a Class A, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you got charged with violation of protective order Class A, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know if new protective orders were issued against both of y'all?
They couldn't do it because the first one shouldn't have been issued in the first place.
Well, totally new charges, so they could have issued them.
They didn't ask me if I wanted to do one.
Okay. And to the best of your knowledge, there's not a new one in effect against you now, right?
Correct.
Okay. So you got one filed against you when you dumped a milkshake on her head, but not when you were violating that one, and she didn't get one when she allegedly hit you while you were asleep, right?
Weird, huh?
What would you
Yes,
say?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's correct. It's weird.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Okay, during the time, I think you said that Miss Calhoun, Justine was you called her the mom of the kids for the last 9 years. In the last, I think you said 9 years. In the last 9 years that y'all have been together, how many times have y'all separated and gotten back together?
Never like parted ways, kind of separated. No, I mean, that's what I didn't understand that earlier, but I think there's been one time where she's actually left the house and was gone for a day or two and came back. Other than that, we pretty much stay together. Try to work on it.
Okay, where, during the time that protective order was in effect against you, where were you living?
Between my truck and a friend of mine's apartment, whenever he had room, and that was about it.
Okay, why would the kids say you were living in the shed?
I spent a lot of time out there staying away from the fighting with Justine, working on projects and stuff.
But not during the pendency of the
No.
protective?
Not at all.
Okay, how long had y'all been living in this house? You know what I'm talking about, this house?
3 years.
Okay. And are you telling me it was clean like it is now before you had the protective order filed against you?
It was lived in, but it wasn't nothing like it was when we were separating all the kids' things. No, it usually stayed okay.
When you were asleep on the couch when she allegedly came in and assaulted you, why weren't y'all getting the kids and why weren't y'all cleaning the house up?
I hadn't seen my children in several weeks. So by the time I mean, I just want to spend that with us, and I don't know.
But you were asleep.
Not the whole time.
She hasn't worked since y'all been married?
Not per se.
Okay, and where are your jobs that you know that you're the general contractor for?
Here in Lampasas.
Okay.
I have several clients that I work for.
Okay. So are you saying that if you did a hair, nail, UA, we have these new tests called PEF tests, any of those type of tests, the results would be negative?
Not for pot.
Okay. But everything else?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What would you think Miss Calhoun's test would be?
I'm not gonna.
What'd you say?
I don't have any idea.
Okay. Have you talked to anybody about representing you in a divorce?
Not yet. I just try to one thing at a time. We got enough going on.
Well, but y'all separated in May before CPS. Well, CPS has been involved for a while. Hadn't they had 1 or 2 other calls out on y'all before the removal?
Yes, due to Levi.
And how long had that been going on?
Not too long. I mean,
before the protective order?
Oh, yeah, yes.
Okay. Okay, I don't have any further questions. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Calhoun? No? Okay. Ms. Bennett, next witness.
That's all the witnesses that I have, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Bennett. Mr. Glass, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor. I was just, did anybody ask about the bed bugs?
The lice?
No, not lice, just bed bugs.
Oh, I didn't hear anything about bed bugs. Do you want to ask a question?
No, not really. I think we've covered everything. I just was curious, but no witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Grove, did I already ask you if you had any witnesses?
You did, Judge, and I do not.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Willis, any witnesses?
I guess not. I'm very curious to hear what mom has to say, but I think the court has what they need.
Okay, you can call her if you want to. Okay, let me see. Okay, let's see, is Mr. Butte gone? Yes, he is. Okay, well, I'm happy to hear from everybody. Ms. Reeser?
I'm sorry, Judge, I missed what you said.
Oh, I'm happy to heir from everybody. There are no more witnesses.
No, ma'am. I mean, I don't have much beyond you know this family. They're consistently back here. I think that Mr. Calhoun's testimony contradicts what they're trying to get across. I think there's enough inconsistency there. I think that both parents have shown that they cannot and will not follow your court orders, and I believe it's in the children's best interest for the department have temporary managing conservatorship at this time so that the parents can work services and maybe get it right this time.
Thank you. I'll let Mr. Glass go next. Mr. Glass, anything?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Grove?
Judge, in my humble opinion, the court does not have before it sufficient evidence for even a court-ordered services case, let alone a TMC case. I just don't see it. The court has heard that the house was dirty. There's no evidence of that other than oral testimony. There is unrefuted testimony that the house is nearly in pristine condition now, according to the pictures that Miss Bennett got admitted into evidence. We heard the kids had lice, kids get lice. So what do we have? We have a dirty house that's now clean, kids that had lice that no longer have lice, and parents that have been before this court many times in the past. I don't think that I'm the only one in this courtroom that believes we wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for the parents' prior CPS history. I'd ask the court to dismiss this TMC case and return the kids to the parents and let them hash out their problems in family court. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Bennett?
Yes, Your Honor. I absolutely agree with what Mr. Grove said, and just wanted to go a little bit further to say that the testimony from the two CPS witnesses, neither one of them ever mentioned drugs, never mentioned any calls about drugs, never mentioned drugs being possibly an issue, never mentioned any drug paraphernalia or anything about drugs in the house or anywhere else. And although I understand it's an issue that my client was not able to take his drug test, there are no drug allegations, and CPS requesting a drug test after they've already removed seems to be kind of just fishing for something more to pad their removal to try to get and show an immediate danger. I don't understand how there's immediate danger at this point to these children. The first investigator said she removed because there was no one to care for them in the state of the home. And the home has been cleaned as per the pictures. That's not it may or may not have been cleaned. You have the evidence in front of you, Judge. I sent you the pictures of what it looks like right now. And there actually was someone to care for them. So I don't even understand exactly how that was an issue. Those kids weren't alone. And there were teenagers, like older kids in high school, who could have babysat for a few hours. They were out of jail in 12 hours or less. The The second worker said she removed or thought there were grounds for removal because of the condition of the home and lice and no food, and that the little one was 4 years old. And again, the condition of the home is fixed. The lice is fixed. I submitted pictures of the food in the home. That's fixed. She didn't even have the information about what happened between the parents, so I'm not sure how concerned they were about domestic violence. I mean, I don't think that my client dumping a milkshake on Miss Calhoun's head, while not the best of ideas, and especially, not at the house and all of that, probably not the best idea, shouldn't have done it, but I don't think that rises to the level of family violence that the family code is talking about when they're talking about an immediate danger to children. And again, they're separated, they're in separate homes. I mean, I'm trying, but I don't see immediate danger. And we have an 11-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 4-year-old who didn't get to say what they wanted. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Singleton, Mr. Butte's gone. What about CASA?
I know he has concerns and is not wanting the kids to go back home. We have concerns of medical neglect. Nicholas they said he's known for a very long time, and they haven't done anything about his glasses. And when the aunt took him in, it was reported that he has a condition that is worsened and would not have had it happen had they.
I object to hearsay that was not in evidence, not to mention that would be like double or triple or quadruple hearsay on what a doctor may or may not have said.
Sustain. Go on, Ms. Singleton.
We have concerns about Carly's hip. He said they've known about it for years, so she's been in pain. She's to the point where she does not want to go home with either parent because she doesn't trust it will be fixed. The lice would be a concern. We had 4 prior cases, so the family knows the kids can't live in conditions like that, and that they need food and the yard needs to be safe. I do worry about the EPO being violated, about the fact that kids report that they fight a lot. One of them said he didn't feel safe. I have a big concern that Dad did not do his hair follicle when we, have a huge history of that. That's been the main problem. He's had plenty of time to get it. He knows when you order something, it needs to be done. So we feel it's in the children's best interest to be under the care of someone else right now. Especially them, from what Leo said, they're not wanting to go back to mom. They're all saying they want to go back to dad. And if mom would be...
I object to misstating the evidence. Leo said he hasn't talked to the younger kids at all.
Okay. That's correct. It's the 3 that he spoke with. So we feel it's in their best interest to get care at this time.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Willis.
Well, I think that the attorneys have some really good points. And I've been on this case since, I guess Nicholas was about 5 the first time I came on this case. I've known this family for a long time, and before they were even a couple, or they were just starting as a couple. I remember when Miss Chalette was involved. What I think is happening is I think this family just grew too big, and these parties are not getting along anymore, and things got out of hand because they have such a bad history that it seemed like the logical thing for CPS to remove the kids. And I'm not so sure that isn't the correct thing to do, because we don't have John's drug test, but I would be, and I think we need it. I would be surprised though if, I'm just guessing, but I think he's probably going to just come back hot for marijuana. But we've got a negative one for Justine. I feel like we need to just buy a little time here and help them sort out this family, because this family is going to break apart, and they just the kids are taking the brunt of this difficult breakup. And so maybe we should provide services. Really wish we had that drug test. And this is why they're so important in the beginning. And unfortunately, parents are always, not taking, they don't take it that seriously, which, that's another red flag for me, because John, this his third, fourth case, and he knows how important that is. So I really am on the fence. I'm not helping you out much here, Judge, but I think we need to be involved a little while. I don't know that John can handle the 6 kids in that home. I wish we could just do a short term, leave them with the 3 and 3 in the 2 different locations, and fast track a case. But I agree with Matt and Natalie. I'm not so sure that we quite get there with the evidence, but I disagree with them in the fact that I do think that the fact that we have a history does get us closer to having grounds for the removal. I didn't help you very much there, Judge, but that's how I feel about this case.
Okay. Okay, we're going to be in recess for about 5 minutes. I need to go back and look at something, affidavit, and work on this, and we'll be back in just a second. So y'all can go to the restroom. We'll be back about 4:05. Okay.
Weekend.
Okay. I like that my prior order wasn't complied with. I think there's been plenty of time to do that. So that being said, I'm going to name the department as a temporary managing conservator of the children. The littles are placed with Angelina, and the big ones are placed with Christy. That needs to happen ASAP, because we have school. We're going to have school getting ready to start. So y'all get that. I mean, this weekend would be good. Status hearing is going to be September 8th. I still have to tell y'all, before September 1st, you have to comply with your service plan, or your parental rights could be subject to termination. There'll be a family group conference. Y'all are aware of that, to develop services, and I suggest everybody go. I agree with Ms. Willis that maybe the quicker we can get in and get out with a drug test, clean drug test, etc., and show some stability with a clean house, etc., then I think we can consider some monitor returns or something like that. So, but going to have to do a lot of work between now and then. Visits, just like I ordered before, the kids can see each other. Y'all work that out. Visits per CPS placement and ad items. Mr. Calhoun is to provide the CPS names, the phone numbers, the emails of Carly's doctors in writing by 8/12/25. All prior cases in whichever counties they're in are to be transferred and consolidated herein. Everybody agree that the hearings can be held via Zoom, or y'all want to come to court? Okay, the lawyers are saying Zoom, so we'll agree to that. All testing, but it's one test I'm going to order, or to include random alcohol testing. Mr. Calhoun has some money set aside for school stuff. I'm going to let him keep a little bit of that, but I'm going to order him to give Christy $600, Angelina $400. Ms. Calhoun is to give Angelina $200 for school supplies. That is to occur by 8/15/25. Beginning on 9/1/25, Mr. Calhoun pays $500 per month child support. Miss Justine is to pay $300 per month child support, payable to the attorney ad litem, who will dole it out to the placements. There was a prior sealing order that I did not catch. in the adversary hearing order, that is vacated. I don't seal my files. Ms. Reeser, we need to make sure that's not in any more of these orders, because that's, the judges higher than me say we're not supposed to do that. So the prior sealing order is vacated. Mr. Calhoun is to nail test as requested by the department by 3 p.m. on 8/11/13. 8/11/25. Sorry. And those are the orders of the court.
Judge, what was the date again for the status hearings?
Status 9/8.
Judge.
9 what?
9/8. September 9, September 8th.
Thank you.
Ms. Willis, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, how quickly can we get these children transferred over to where they need to be?
I say, I mean, I wish that could happen this weekend.
When do they'll all be going to Burnett School, like, right? I believe Angelina. Now you have me calling her Angelina.
It's okay. The younger 3 will go to Burnett, and the older 3 will be actually in Llano ISD. But me and Christy are close enough that we could be together every weekend for the kids and stuff.
You know when school starts on each school?
Burnett starts next Thursday, and Llano actually started yesterday.
Wow, that's correct. That's horrible. Poor kids.
Yes, ma'am. Very short summer.
Well, I wish that could, I wish that, okay, the ones that are in, let me look at my charge. The ones that are in San Antonio.
They're the littles.
Are the littles, and they're going to move to Burnett, right?
Yes, ma'am. They'll be, they were set up with Audrey to come on Tuesday. I took off Monday and Tuesday. Monday, I'm gonna meet up with Christy and take the older ones there. And then Tuesday, Audrey was gonna bring the littles here.
Okay.
And I already got, just to be on that, I already got them enrolled in school. I'm just waiting on the placement paperwork to be finalized.
Okay. So,
so that we can take it.
Littles aren't going to miss any school because they start on Thursday, and the bigs are going to miss two days. Couple 2 days. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, but y'all are playing, so I think that's good. We're not gonna miss y'all taking off work or y'all playing accordingly. So we're just gonna go with y'all's plan.
Yes, ma'am. Me and Christy both took off Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
Can I ask one question real quick, Evangeline?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
How much did you have to pay for those glasses?
One of the pairs I only paid $8 for, but the doctor said that he needed a tinted pair, so insurance does not cover those because of the sensitivity and the right eye. And I only paid $50 for those. I just did iBuy Direct. I had a coupon and stuff, so it was $50.
I just didn't know if you were going to be out hundreds of dollars. But...
No, ma'am. Insurance covered one pair, except for, like I said, $8. But he has expensive taste, so that was the only reason why it didn't cover that.
And that was for Nicholas, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, hold on just one sec. Let me change something.
Judge, did we talk about visits too?
I just said as everybody's been able to work it out, because we got placements and siblings together. I think that everybody can work together on that. I don't have any.
We have Audrey had told us, let me see if I can look at text messages while we're on here. Audrey said, oh wait, never mind. Sorry. It was in a group message between me and Christy.
Matt, I know that Audrey is working on it, and she'll get whatever is needed as far as the schedule and let everybody know, because this one is complicated with having, both the parents, all the kids. So we'll get it out to you, but she has been working on it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, they're set up 2 different days. That way it's a little easier on everybody, from 5 to 6 p.m. instead. That way nobody's missing school or work.
Okay, good.
Judge, I had one question. Sorry.
Okay, hold on, Ms. Bennett. I'm going to order your client to reimburse. I'm going to say it wrong because I got it wrong in my head, so I'm never going to get
it okay.
Right.
It's okay.
Angelina, $58 for Nicholas classes, also by 8/15/25.
I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. It's not that big of a deal. They are my blood family.
No, it's a big deal. And
Yes, ma'am.
no,
Okay.
that's gonna, because they would have to pay that if they were with them. So no, it's a big deal.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Ms. Bennett.
Yes. I don't know, but just in case, You ordered a nail test, and I know when Miss Calhoun went, I think she was ordered to do a nail or hair or whatever, and she did a hair test. Maybe she didn't have nails. My client works construction and stuff. I don't know if he has nails or not. So if he doesn't have nails, can he also do a hair strand or?
Well, maybe he'll have toenails.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that it happens, and when it happens, we wouldn't be in court, and I don't want him to be in violation again. So I was just asking.
Well, I'm not going to change that till now. Miss Spicer, if you hear about that, Miss Reeser, email me and everybody, and that's the 11th. That's what day is that? That Monday? I'll be around.
Well,
Okay.
hopefully he has nice, big, thick toenails like most guys.
I don't know.
Don't cut him.
I'll try to get him. If something happens, I'll try to get him to get something from the place he goes to.
Okay. Well,
Hopefully it'll all be fine.
y'all can text me or email me. I'll be around.
Okay.
Judge, I think I had the same clarification. It may be a little different. I don't know, but is he supposed to take both or just the nail test?
I said nail.
Okay.
Said nail. And y'all know you're not supposed to drink alcohol or K2 or, any of those kind of things during the pendency of this case. Can't dye your hair. You can't shave your hair off and be all, balding and stuff on me. And, Miss Calhoun, if you dye your hair, you can't dye it. Do you color your hair?
2 days before she's arrested.
Yes, you can tell. It's pretty. I like the reddish color, but yeah.
I haven't touched it, and I won't.
Yeah, you did right before you tested.
Okay. Well, I want her to do a nail test again too.
Do we know when the signed orders are going to be given to us? Because we need those for the nail test.
Well, the county attorney's office has a certain testing order they can send to me that'll be get quicker than this one.
Okay, thank you.
My nail test, I'm gonna say nail test by 9/1/25. That gives time to grow nails out.
3 p.m.
9/1, I don't care when. 9/1, I don't care when.
Okay.
For both parents, 9/1.
No, your client.
Okay, 8/11.
11. Miss
Okay.
Calhoun 9/11 because she's got 9/1. Y'all got me confused now. 9/1
I'm sorry.
because she needs some time to grow her nails or her toenails or something.
Okay, I don't want to tell my client wrong.
8/11 because
Got
it's supposed to be like 7/25.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Judge, on the child support,
Mm-hmm.
one thing I've always been meaning to say, and I always forget, they're going to be sending their checks to us in the mail, but if they would write the check out to the person it's going to, it's so much easier for us. Otherwise, we have to put it in our trust account and write another check, and that means
Miss Bennett, I didn't say. I just said he pays $500. She pays $300. I basically figured out that's $100 per kid.
So I don't know who my client needs to write the check out to.
So your client, so your guy needs to write it out 300 to Christy and 200 to Miss Drake.
Okay.
I got it right that time. And Mr. Groves needs to be $300 to
Angelin.
Yeah, Miss Drake.
Yes, sir.
So they can send them directly or give them directly to them?
Negative.
Okay, so go through my office. Okay. As long as we don't have to go through the IOLTA account, that makes it easier.
When's the first one due? I'm sorry.
9/1. I think I said that, but 9/1. Because Mr. Calhoun said he has some money rat holed aside for school supplies. That's due on 8/15 though.
Do you want the school supplies to be given directly so they can use it right now? Or do you want it to go through Miss Willis? Because for it to come to me and me to meet up with him and then mail it to Miss Willis and then her to turn around and mail it to them, I mean, it's going to be a while.
Hold on.
The older three already have everything, their backpacks, their school supplies and everything. I don't know about the younger three because I don't, did Justine, did your mom get them stuff to start? or?
I don't know.
Okay.
Right, but it's reimbursement for you paying for it.
Well,
Okay,
and it's also for like whatever they, they'll have school stuff. I mean, it's for reimbursement and it's also for school stuff because, $100 per kid for child support is lower than, guidelines. So I would keep it if I was y'all. If they have something they want to do or, extracurricular or something, use that money for that. If you're not reimbursing yourself for school supplies. No, I want all money to go to Miss Willis. And if it's a little bit behind, it's a little bit behind.
Okay, thank you.
Miss Calhoun, Mr. Grove, I think your client had a question.
With my job line as a CNA or a caregiver, with the pending charges, I'm not. I don't know if I would be able to be hired on for caregiving. I mean, that's what I do. As far as I guess you just said that if it's a little behind, that you're not.
I'm not going to lose a lot of sleep over as long as you get it paid.
Okay.
I lose sleep over not drug testing on time, but the way I look at the child support and that kind of stuff, if it's due by the end of the month, I'm a happy camper.
Yes, ma'am. I have provided groceries and my mom with some cash. I've asked Angeline about groceries, a couple times. So I will get some more groceries over to her once she gets the kids with her. So I have been doing that part.
Okay, good. Well, yeah.
I know you said it, Judge, about 3 times, but what is Justine's child support?
Justine pays $200 for school stuff by 8/15 and $300 per month for child support beginning 9/1.
Okay.
I know it's clear as mud. Do y'all want me to send y'all a copy of these docket sheets?
I got it now.
Actually, that would be helpful for me, so I make sure
You
to miss
think
anything.
and read?
Maybe I've been reading your scroll for a long time.
Yeah, y'all are funny. Ha ha ha. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to stick them together on one piece of paper, and I'll send y'all one picture.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Good luck, because I had to write it double, so it is not pretty. Okay, I will send that in just a second. Okay, good luck. And I like I said, I agree with Miss Willis. The quicker we can get in, the quicker we can get out. That'll be good. If Miss Calhoun is going to live with that guy in Leander, we're going to need to have a home study on him. So, but y'all can talk about that.
The house that I'm living in is my stepdad's home. It's the same house that my kids lived in before, where my mother was. It's the same house.
Okay, I know we'll have to update it, or just tell Mr. Grove, and you can get with Miss Spicer, and maybe they can just, like I said, update it or something. That'd be quicker and easier. Okay. Good luck to y'all. Have a good weekend. Thank you. We'll be in recess. Thank y'all. Bye-bye. Okay, let's see. We need to see the parents. There's Mr. Calhoun. There's Justine. Okay, this is our status hearing. Ms. Gillette's not here. Never. Mr. Glass is excused. The big kids are with the maternal grandma in Kingsland area. Looks like the items have not received any medical records for Carly. I think that was ordered or discussed at the last hearing. The littles are with family in Hoover Valley area. According to the CASA report, no child support has been paid or that they're aware of. We have a positive hair strand test for dad. There's on the littles, there's a lot of stuff in the report that's not filled in, like their weight, their height, stuff like that. It's just a lot of stuff says not applicable. I think the parents are waiting to start doing their services, but the kids are doing well. So that's what I have. Ms. Reader, you may begin, please.
Thank you. Ms. Spicer, if you'll please give us an update on how the parents are doing.
So I gave the parents their services when I came back from leave. Justine scheduled her psychological. She does need a new therapist because that therapist isn't currently taking any new clients. And then I need to do the 2054 for BIP services. And I'm going to get with the caseworker today. She told me she's going to send all the information to me. As for John Calhoun, Maka Bailey, the individual therapist did reach out to him. I know he was driving out from his way back from a visit. I made him aware that she tried contacting him. And that's all I know in regards to the services. I don't know if he's reached out to any other ones. Both are attending their visits with their children. Both are going well. And just Mr. John Calhoun's hair strand was positive for amphetamines 13,239 and methamphetamines 184,198.
Okay. And because of him testing positive for those drugs, what are you asking the court to order?
We would like him to do an OSAR just so we can see what he says about his drug use, if he does have any, and then obviously weekly drug tests to see what is going on there and to see if he is continuing to use or he is not continuing to use.
And regarding the service plans, are you asking the judge to make all of those items orders of the court?
Yes.
Has Lauren Chillette been in contact with you at all?
She is not, but from what I am aware, her mom does tell me that she is receiving my messages, and she's just too fearful to reach back out to me.
Okay. And then regarding Justine, is there any confusion about the amount of child support?
I know at the family group conference, she said that she only has to pay $200 monthly for child support. From what I believe, the court orders say $300.
Okay. And then tell me about food stamps and what you understand if she's getting food stamps or how much is being shared with the caregivers.
From what I understood on the other side from food stamps, they told me that she was getting around $1,800 in food stamps. They told me that they're no longer giving her any food stamps because she tried applying in Williamson County and it was failure to provide information, so she's no longer getting them. But I think when she did get the food stamps, she only gave $300 to each caregiver. And as for the other amount, I don't know where it went.
Okay. And then did Justine ever take her nail test?
She did not. I reached out on the 15th and the 18th before I went out and reminded her, like, hey, I'm going to be on leave. Are you able to take this nail test so we can get it all figured out? And then I reached out to her attorney on the 18th because I didn't receive a response. When I went on leave, I don't think she reached out to the caseworkers to take that nail test.
Do you have any other updates for the court regarding any of the things that the judge was mentioning in her summary or anything else that the court needs to be made aware of?
I do believe that for Carly's caregiver, her maternal grandmother took her to the doctor in Austin that she's been seeing previously, and surgery is scheduled for December for hip surgery.
And is there anything other than the things we previously asked about the service plans and the specific drug orders? Is there anything else that you need from the court today?
No, ma'am.
I have no further questions.
Hold on just one second. Okay, y'all in the waiting room. Oh, there's a bunch of people I don't know. Kendra Leeser, CPU supervisor, Destiny.
I think those are all for Moeller.
Okay, Katie Beebe.
That's for Moeller.
And Cardiner. Cardenir. Okay, y'all don't, okay, just making sure none of them are for here. Okay. Okay, Ms. Reader, you passed the witness, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's see, Mr. Grove, any questions? Hold
Miss-
on, one more person. Brooke Worsthorn. No, okay, keep going. Sorry, Mr. Grove.
That's okay, Judge. Miss Spicer, as soon as Justine takes that nail test and assuming that it's negative, what are the department's thoughts on increasing visitation for mom?
I think we would be fine with increasing visits. It would have to be on days that dad is not doing his visitation. I'm sure the caregivers would also be fine helping supervising visits with Justine.
All right, and you kind of spoke to my follow-up question. Do you believe, assuming the nail test is negative, do you believe that supervision is necessary on those visits?
Yes.
Okay, and why is that?
Just because we still need to work stuff on the service plan if it does become court ordered today, just so we can alleviate any other concerns. She did bring a group of friends to her last visit when a caregiver was supervising. So I do have concerns of who she'd bring around the kids and not tell me.
Okay, well, we're not going to bring friends to visitation time. I'll make sure that that doesn't happen.
That's stupid.
That doesn't happen.
That's stupid.
So thank you, Ms. Spicer.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Grove. Ms. Bennett, any questions?
Yes, Your Honor. Oops. I'm not sure that I don't think it was you. It may have been a different worker filling in for you, but do you recall or do you know anything about my client requesting another hair strand test?
From what I looked at the family group conference, I do believe they said something about doing another nail test, but they didn't talk to me about that part. So,
okay. And are you aware that my client adamantly maintains that he has not used meth, that he did state in court last time that he used marijuana?
yes, and I think he even said in the family group conference that he didn't use and that he only used marijuana.
And do you find it at all interesting that no marijuana came up on his test?
Correct.
And does the test for marijuana also?
Yes.
And the insanely high level of the methamphetamines, do you think if you were using that much that it would come up in any test?
I believe so, yes.
Do you think that you would likely show signs of being on drugs?
Yes.
Have you noticed in your interactions with Mr. Calhoun, has he appeared to be high or any of those kind of mannerisms that people have when they're like basically using daily or more?
He has not appeared to be high at all.
Do you think that it would be a good idea for him to go ahead now and take another hair test?
So from the department's policy, we have to wait 90 days for him to take another hair strand. And if he were to take another nail test, then we would need a court order for that. But when he tried taking a nail test, his nails were too short and he couldn't take one.
I already have a nail test written down.
Okay. And have you observed or have you heard about how any of the visits have gone between him and the kids?
I've watched quite a few. They've gone well. I know with the recent one, he seemed to like started to get impatient with the children because they were getting a little too excited, and which understandable, it could be a little overstimulating when you have that many kids in a room. But they all appeared to be excited to see him.
And do the kids seem like they want to see their dad?
I know with the 3 younger kids, they definitely appear to want to see mom more than dad. I know Nora last visit, she wanted to see mom. She stated to dad that she wanted to see mom and that she wanted mom. The 3 older kids, especially Nicholas, are attached to their father.
Okay. And is there any way that CPS or somebody can help my client get to Colleen for these tests since his vehicle is still broken down?
I would need further in advance if someone were to transport him. I also do know that he's currently driving a motorcycle to burn it, so I am a little confused as to why he wouldn't be able to drive Colleen on his motorcycle that he has.
Okay. All right. I pass the witness, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. Miss Willis, any questions of Miss Spicer?
Well, I think Ms. Bennett covered most of my questions, but I do have one little question. Have you talked to Mr. Calhoun at all about him trying to find a car? I mean, it's ridiculous that he's driving a motorcycle and doesn't have a vehicle that he can transport kids with. Has that been addressed?
Honestly, this is the first I've heard about the car being completely broken down and not him being able to use it. I know he stated previously in the last court that he had issues, but he was able to get that part and fix it for the visit.
Okay.
So I haven't addressed to him yet because this is the first I've heard of it.
Okay. Well, I don't have any other questions right now, Your Honor.
Thank you. Anybody else have any questions, Ms. Spicer? No. Okay, Ms. Reese, your next witness, please.
No further witnesses.
Mr. Grow. Any witnesses?
No, ma'am. I believe the court knows what's coming next. We just like more visitation pending her clean nail test.
Okay, thank you. Miss Bennett.
Sorry. Yes, Your Honor. My client has just had some financial setbacks. He is attempting to get his vehicle fixed, but anyway, hopefully it'll be fixed soon, but it's not right now. I can have him testify. I mean, he's just going to say the same thing that I was asking questions to Ms. Spicer. I mean, he's very adamant. He is not using meth. He'll take whatever tests. He did go and submit himself for the nail test, and he had them check his nails and his toenails, and they were not able to do a nail test. He is willing to go back and have them check those again and also take another hair test. He requested and wanted to take another hair test when it came back positive and that high. I mean, you can do whatever tests. I mean, we were expecting it to show positive for marijuana, and that's not even on there at all, which is kind of odd, but and a test as high as that one came back is, I don't know, an anomaly, and I just think it bears getting another test.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I don't think it's an anomaly to be that high. I think that's it. We've seen that before on several occasions, but that has more to do with a prolonged history. But I would like to see him go back and get his nail bed test done. I want to see if there's still enough nail there or if he's cut them, and that's the best way to put his money where his mouth is and see what happens.
Well, and toenails, I mean, people can break their fingernails, but I mean, one time somebody told me they didn't have enough, they bit all their nails. And I said, you bite your toenails? And they said, yeah. I'm like, that's nasty. That's gross. So anyway, I'm if Mr. Calhoun wants to go get him another hair test, he's welcome to pay for it himself. Then you're comparing apples to apples. But I did order a nail test, and the nail test goes back further. So I agree with Ms. Willis, and that's what we're going to do.
In this case, Your Honor, the bottom line is these three children want their father in their life. They need him in their lives, and it's up to him prove to show to us that he is up for the task, because these kids, whether it's just visitation for the rest of their lives or he has custody, whatever it is going to depend on how candid he is with us and what he can keep together.
Correct.
Your Honor, I also do have some comments on the service plan.
Okay. Go on, Miss Bennett.
Sorry. So the and I did bring this up at the family group conference also, but I would request that my client not have to take a domestic violence batters intervention prevention program. Number one, he hasn't committed any domestic violence. Number two, I have other cases in Lampasas where it's been months and they're not able to enroll or get signed up with this program.
I understand.
And if you do want him to do any of that stuff, I would ask that and the protective parenting class be done through like his therapist, as he has taken protective parenting twice. So I would think instead of just sitting and taking the same class again, it might be more helpful to do it one-on-one with his therapist, like in the course of therapy. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Is that it about the service plan?
Yes. And then, yes.
Okay. Mr. Butte, what do you think about that issue? You're muted.
We can't hear you.
Sir.
I think it's important we get this resolved. The kids are doing great in the placements where they are. They all want to go home either to dad or to mom. But where they're at right now is good. This whole thing with the drug use, I sort of see some of John's actions as just being delaying tactics. The longer I can put this off, the more the system it's going to get out of my system and I won't have to deal with it. He went to take a nail test, and I think in the last hearing you had ordered that he not cut his nails. And apparently when he showed up, he had. So I don't see why he did that if he knows he was going to be clean. I don't think he's at any risk with his kids the way he is. Given past history, I would be surprised if he has not been using. I know he claims he hasn't, but we haven't had the proof of that, and we really need it. But we know what to do with these kids.
Okay. Do you think it's okay, Mr. Butte, if family violence issues are addressed in the parents' individual therapy?
I think so. I think it's going to be hard otherwise, like Natalie pointed out, to find somebody to do it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Butte. We might come back to you in just a second. Hang on. Ms. Willis, what do you think about doing that in their therapy?
I have to say I agree completely with Natalie. I think that it's more helpful to have a one-on-one, especially after he's already taken this course several times. I mean, he either knows the information or he doesn't. She needs to pound it into his head. That's fine. But I think one-on-one is perfectly acceptable.
Right. Ms. Spicer, did you have a comment, or were you just like twiddling your hand?
No, I have a comment. I understand what Natalie's saying. Obviously domestic violence isn't so isn't so much just physical, it could be emotional too. Justine has sent me screenshots of between her and John. Obviously there is some emotional stuff going on when it comes to domestic violence. So I do want to ensure that there is some kind of service that John can get, whether it's in therapy or through BIP, stating and acknowledging that emotional abuse.
Those of y'all that have been on this case with me before, Miss Willis, Miss Bennett, Mr. Grove, I think I can't remember who was the ad litem in Atlanta, maybe probably Miss Willis. And I don't remember this. Has family violence ever been an issue before?
I don't remember it being an issue, but I can certainly go back and look at these old cases. But
No, that's
I'm not. I've
I
never
don't.
been concerned with that with him.
Yeah.
It's always been meth, Judge.
Yeah.
I don't remember it being family violence. And my client did want me to point out that the only meth test positive that he had in all these cases was like the first test in the first case or something like early on. He hasn't tested positive like throughout all these cases. Like it's being made that he did.
Yeah, but I don't know why we would have gotten started in another, why do you have a case in Vernon, two more cases in Lampasas if there's not family violence, there's obviously not sexual assault, and if there's not drugs?
Because of Justine's mouth and who she talks to on the internet.
Well, that's not going to start a CPS case. And that's probably what Ms. Spicer's talking about right there. So, yeah, no, I agree with you, Ms. Bennett. Family violence and protective parenting is to be addressed in individual therapy for both mom and dad.
That would tell me what was really happening.
Okay. What else, Ms. Bennett? You're good?
That's all.
Mr. Boutte, anything you'd like to add?
No, not more than what I just said.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Willis?
Did I miss something, or have the older kids been placed in counseling?
I don't know, Ms. Spicer.
I need to get with Christy in regards to that. I know I talked to Angeline about it, about getting Nicholas a psychological too, because it was recommended in his cans, I believed. So I just need to get that situation, considering that they went to that placement before I went on leave. But that is on my to-do list.
Okay. I just don't want the kids to start acting out, and then Nicholas, he's old enough where he can get in trouble, and we just don't want to go down that route. And he really, really needs his dad. So.
Okay. Ms. Willis, what about child support, et cetera? That was an issue in one of the reports.
Well, I've never received a dime from anybody. I couldn't find the order to find out what was ordered, and I didn't make a note of it. So I really honestly couldn't remember whether there was a child support order, but I can say nothing's come through.
Okay.
Sorry, I have a frog in my throat and a dog at the door. So
that's okay. Dad was to give Christy $600, Angelina $400. Mom was to give Angelina $200 for school supplies. Miss Willis, Mr. Boutte, do y'all know if that happened?
I can ask her.
Okay, and Dad's child support for the record was $500. Mom's was $300, payable to Miss Willis for displacements. Beginning 9/1/25.
Judge, I know the court's ruling, but for purposes of the record, I'd ask the court to decline to enter a service plan given the legislative change in removing O as a termination ground. It's my belief that the intent of the legislator was to make a parent service plan compliance irrelevant. So I'd ask the court to decline that.
Okay, thank you. Of the overruled, Mr. Grove. Thank you. Okay, anybody need anything else today? Okay, so here is our orders. Mr. Calhoun is to submit to an OSAR evaluation. CPS is to provide the removal affidavit to the evaluator. Mr. Calhoun is to nail test by 10/1/25. Justine Calhoun is to nail test by 9/15/25. Visits for parents only approved family, no friends. Protective parenting to be addressed. Hold on.
What did you just say, Judge, before that? Protective parenting?
And domestic violence to be addressed. That. to be
Okay.
addressed in individual therapy, children enrolled in therapy by the department ASAP. I am going to approve the service plan and make it over the court. Parents, I don't have to tell y'all the regular service plan lingo anymore as of 9/1/25, but service plan is a court order. You have a bunch of other court orders. Y'all know what happens if you do or you don't comply with your court orders. So I highly recommend everybody comply with your court orders to get us out of your life. Child support is late. I don't know what's going on about the school supply issue. Ms. Willis, if you'll ask so we can get current info for the child support by our next hearing, that would be great.
Okay.
Everybody get their pens out because I got a lot of court dates to tell y'all about.
What was Justine's snail test? Sorry.
Yeah, good point. By 9/15 a week.
Okay, thank you.
That would have been, we would have been in this case 2 months. There should be some nails. Okay, scheduling order is first permanency hearing is 11/3. Second permanency hearing is 1/12. Trial, this date is flexible too, because like I said, my 2016 dates are they're not really carved in stone yet, but I set it for 4/6/26. Final trial is, that was the permanency hearing. Permanency hearing is 11/3, 1/12, and 4/6. Final trial is 6/1/26. Dismissal date is 7/17. So see, we got a lot of leeway in there. I need to probably work on those latter court dates, but we'll do that later. Hopefully it won't matter and we'll be done, but we'll see.
Your Honor, did you give 3 dates for perm hearings?
I did.
Okay, thank you.
Because I want to see how things are doing. I want to get in and get out if we can.
Are you wanting any weekly drug tests, or you just want to wait till Annette's nail test and OSAR? I just want to clarify that.
In their weekly drug testing in the service plan?
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, y'all, I'm glad the kids are doing well. I'm glad we got Carly's surgery scheduled. Miss Spicer, I don't know if CASA got the medical records, but y'all need to make sure that the CASA has the medical records. I don't care about visits. Y'all just make a plan on visits. I mean, I'm a little hesitant until we get a nail test back to do any increase. But I mean, especially because you just got a test. I mean, that's not complying with a court order. So why do I need to give more visits if we're not complying with the court order? And other than what the kids want, and I get that, but as a million times we've been in this case, I need drug tests. So, okay, well, we're going to keep on top of this and see everybody more frequently than we normally do. Okay. Okay. Well, good luck to y'all, and we'll see y'all on 11/3.
Okay, thank you.
Thank y'all. Sorry, excuse. Thank you.